So, if I can call in the attention of our two members over here, welcome to the SACC meeting for this month, which I think is June 2025. Things have been happening quickly in my life, so I'm not quite sure what month is when. This is a pretty good idea of what's. I'm sure life for all of you passes by quickly, which is a good thing. It's the avoidance of boredom technique. So you have a chance to get bored because it goes too fast. Anyway, this is here at the Fire and Ice RGX. RGX. Yep. Okay. It's a game show, and we're here this month having our meeting. As you can probably see from the background here, we have a bunch of our Amiga stuff set up as well, so the people who are interested in actual computers can come see. Not that games are not a viable thing, because they're probably very viable these days, but we're just, through the courtesy of Gino Celestini, our wonderful ambassador for SACC and Amiga, we have been able to acquire this space in this venue on a complimentary basis. So we want to thank the show organizers for providing this space for us, and also want to thank all of our other organizers, show organizers that are here. So I would like to turn the meeting over now to Jerry Gray, Bill Borsari, for Amiga 040th. Yeah. And so I'll pass the mic over to you so you can be heard on the broadcast.
Are you going to stream this?
Yeah, I'll put. You want to hold it, or how you want to do it?
I can hold it, yeah. These things are fun. Can I eat it? Probably. I could swallow it for sure. That'd be some interesting noises. Well, apparently Gino's doing some kind of transaction with cash. Oh, he's selling tickets. Right on. If you haven't bought your tickets to the 600 GS raffle, recommend. There's also one here to play with if you haven't had a chance to play with it yet. So I think everyone here knows me. I don't know if I met you. James, it's nice to meet you. I'm Bill.
Nice to meet you, Bill.
Hi. Chris, it's nice to meet you. So I'm Bill Borsari. I don't know if we've met, have we? Jason, it's nice to meet you. We're running the Amiga 40th this year in Mountain View, California. We did the 30th 10 years ago. Yes. This year's going to be a very different show. The 30th was all Amiga people. And we took over the whole thing, and it was an insane amount of work. This year, what we're going to do is we're going to partner, or have partnered, with the VCF West show. And what's going to make this very different is in 24, VCF West had 2,000 people through the door. So as much as it's the 40th anniversary of the Amiga, it's also an opportunity for us to show off the Amiga to 2,000 other people who have no idea what it's about. The 30th was focused on the 30 years of getting there. So we had like every Commodore machine. It was nuts. We had 16 hours of presentation, starting from Ron Nicholson and Joe DeCure, all the way through to Stephen Soley and the OS4 stuff. The 40th, it's going to be a little more toned down on the Amiga side. We're still going to do some absolutely wild things. I'm debating whether I want to let it out here, because I haven't told anyone this yet, but my plan, we're going to build like a kid's bedroom scene from the 90s. Like everything in there, minus some of the furniture might be a little newer, but if you had a 500 in your bedroom as a kid, you're going to look at this and you're like, holy crap, it's going to take me back. We got bookshelves, like we're going through Dale's collection of stuff. He's got games, he's got manuals, he's got magazines, he's got computer shoppers. Like that bookshelf is going to be period accurate to 93-ish with stuff on it. The machine's going to be perfect condition, running, all that. So then we're going to do another one, which is a video toaster edit bay. So what I was telling you before about the evening, it's not that. It's totally different. So we're going to have a toaster oven, 2 decks. I was just polishing some cameras. So we'll have an entire video toaster edit bay set up, like in this diorama, in this 8-foot diorama. And we're doing some stuff for the walls to make it look a bit nicer. Hopefully that comes out. We had some other plans. I don't want to go into them because I don't know if I can execute that. And then I'm trying to build what we're calling the future wall. Well, I'm calling the future wall because I'm insane. I'm going to try to mount a piece of plywood vertically and put hopefully 10 might be more like 6, but between 6 and 10 Amigas or PCBs that were built to run Amiga operating systems that were built in the last year. So 2025, 2024. So 6 different machines. I've talked to Matthew to try to get the 600GS, talked to Trevor to get a A1222. There's a thing called a Deneen ITX that we have a line on. There's a thing called the MEPCI, which I'm trying to get one. So, of course, it's not like I can just buy these things. We don't have that kind of cash. So trying to get people to donate. We'll see what actually gets up on the wall. But the goal is mounted board, the motherboards. We already got the monitors for them, all running with a control station so you can dial up any of the machines and play with it. So that's the goal. And they'll all be running on the wall. And then Trevor will be there with Matthew. So they'll be selling stuff at the show. And then we'll have a line of machines. But I want to do something much more like this than what we did at the 30th. If you're at the 30th, the goal was let's put everything Commodore did and focus more on the past. This show I want to focus more on the future. So I might have 2 or 3 Commodore Amigas, or maybe like 2, and then everything else will be post-Commodore. So I'll try to get a 4000 tower. I would love to replicate this stuff here on this linear wall of machines that's going to be, you know, much like over there, probably 6 or 7 4-foot tables, not that many, hoping 10, 15 machines, but things that are new, not old, but like the latest version of MorphOS, the latest Aros builds, the latest OS4 builds, OS, 3.3.2.3, I guess it is, because 3.3 is not out yet. But show people where things are now. That's the big difference for the 40th, is to talk about what the amazing things that are happening in this crazy community of Amiga. That's what our plan, that's what our goal is for the show. So we'll see. I mean, Dale's got so much stuff, but everything he's got is old. It's all from the beginning, which is a great progenitor. But let's show where things are going. Like the Solus, the clockport thing called a Solus. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. The I2C LED controller, like its only job in life is drive LEDs. That's all it's for. And it's on a clockport. I don't have one yet. I got to get one. Those things look so cool. But all the clockport stuff. Has anyone heard of a Norway? So I have a Highway USB card. There's a module called a Norway, which is the Ethernet for the Highway card. So you can have a USB card with an Ethernet add-on, or you can buy from Jens the X-Surf, which is an Ethernet card with a USB add-on. I was hoping for both. Unfortunately, the Norway I bought doesn't work. It scans, but it doesn't initialize past that. So I'm very upset that my Norway doesn't work. But that's the crazy part about the Amiga community is people, the MEPCI project, if you haven't heard of this, go look it up. This is wild. It's an ATX form factor motherboard. It uses OCS, ECS chips, and it is fully PCI enabled. So it's ATX form factor, and every slot on that sucker is PCI. Like, okay, why not, right? The Z306060 card, which is an 060 board, it's a 3000, 4000 board with a hat that's an ARM-based with an FPGA hat for $130 off of DigiKey. And it's a super powerful 040. It's got graphics, it's got networking, it's got it's a Swiss Army knife. But these are the kind of things that are just wild to see and to know that people are doing this kind of work. So that's the high level. We're going to do 6 presentations. Again, none of this is this is like announcing it for the first time here. We're going to have Dale assemble the original crew for the Boing demo at the CES show. So the whole story behind that is fascinating. Sam Dicker, anybody here Sam? Sam Dicker is one of the designers of Defender. Just making sure my little kid's there. The original, one of the original Defender designers, he was just introduced into the Video Game Hall of Fame, like last year. Sam did the original Boing demo, which no one has ever seen. Because after they had it running for 24 hours, Dale got at it at CES and shrunk the ball down and made it move on the screen. And that's the one that lit up the show. So Sam did an incredible job with the spinning ball using all the tricks, but Dale made it move. And what they told me is that everybody who saw it on Wednesday came back Thursday after Dale did that. Like, you got to see it now. So no sound, no text, that. And then there's a version of the 84 at the summer show that had text on it that Bob Burns had worked on. Anyway, Dale, RJ, Sam Dicker, and a few other people will do a panel on that whole experience, like the whole CES show. Anybody remember AdPro, ADSG? So Perry Kilovitz, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, he's helping us organize a third-party developer presentation. So we're still bolting down who's going to be in that. But the idea is like not the Amiga from the Commodore side, which is most of what we hear. Haney does a lot of presentations. RJ speaks a lot. But the developers who built the tools, what was their experience like in that area? So we're going to have that panel. Stefan, who is a great friend of AmiWest, who you may have met, is going to talk about building modern Amiga hardware. I don't know if he's going to talk about his new stuff, so he's not sure if he's going to announce that there. But he is going to talk about that process of what they've done, the RE 4690, which is a beautiful card, and that whole effort. Dan Silvato is coming. So if you remember Dan, he'll be there talking about his development process. I don't know if you guys saw that from AmiWest 2 years ago. It was just mind-blowingly cool. He'll be doing that presentation and showing off the latest version of his game, which would be fantastic. We have Trevor is going to do an updated version of his banquet presentation, What is an Amiga in 2025? So we'll have that as well. And then on Friday night, we're going to do a different thing than the 30th. 30th, we did a banquet. We at the banquet? Yes. Yeah. We got so lucky. I had no idea that we were going to show Viva Amiga. Zach was there. He's like, I got a copy. Do you want me to show it for the banquet? I'm like, yeah. I have no other real plans other than put people on the stage. That'd be great. So this year, we're going to do three things. We're going to do an homage to the launch of the 1000. So we are asking people to come dressed up. So black tie would be great if you can, willing to rent a tux and cosplay with us. Otherwise, just dress nicely. Jerry, you have to wear your Raspberry Pi jacket. You're the only one who gets the red jacket. Because we want to kind of recreate that Lincoln Center feel. Amiga Bill announced on his stream 2 weeks ago that if he can make it, I'm going to ask him to MC the event. So hopefully we'll have Amiga Bill there if he can make it, knock on something.
Sign the jacket.
What's that?
Sign the jacket.
Sign the jacket as well. Gino's got that going, so we'll have a jacket on the show floor to sign. And then we're going to do an in memoriam presentation. We're still working on that, so it may or may not come to fruition. And then we're going to do an awards event. I opened up voting for this. Who's voted already? I think Marshall has, Jerry has, Gino has. Okay, so it is a Google form, which some people complain about, but honestly, I don't have a kind of time to go write a system, and I couldn't find anything else. So if you go to amigameditation.guru, which is right here on the link there, one of the blog posts is Let's Vote, and there are 10 categories. There are 15 to 30 categories per entries per category. It's very, very hard to do. There's stuff you just can't get it all. Like spending hours and hours trying to figure out what to put in there. Any of the game categories could easily have 100 games, but we had to narrow it down. I missed some just in our haste, but I think it's a pretty fun list. And part of the goal was to get you to remember the days of reading those. Like, I remember that one. I remember that one. I remember that one. So we have voting is enabled now. Please go vote for your favorite, best of, your opinion, all 10 categories, 4 gaming categories, like a OCS game, AGA game, after Commodore, but classic, NG games. Utilities are in there, art programs are in there. I really wanted to separate the art categories, but there wasn't enough. So you got Lightwave against D-Paint, which is a really tough battle. My plan is to shut down voting in about a week. I am going to get envelopes. I'm going to write the winners. I'm going to put them in that envelope. And the only person who's going to know who that winner is me. And I'm not going to be on stage. Amiga Bill's doing it. So no one is going to know who the winners are. And we're working on, I was just telling David about some of the presentation stuff we're going to do. We're trying to make it look nice, like Oscar style. The Oscars use Futura PT as a font. I looked it up. AI is great. So I'm going to try to do like bling it up, like graphics. It won't be too over the top with some little videos, the different entries. So that's my goal there. So that's going to be Friday night. It's important to note Friday night. And then Saturday we'll run the show, and then we pack out Saturday. If anybody can help, we really need help. We need a lot of help to pull this off. Moving stuff Thursday, Friday is a big part of what we need. Helping to pack into the truck on Saturday is a big part of the help that we need. Running the event the day of. So as I said, there's going to be 2,000 people through the gate. And there's going to be a lot of people coming into our area who have no idea what any of this stuff is. And I don't want to have a situation where you have like these consoles over here and they're there, but they're not engaging. People don't know what they're about. So I really could use help from local people who are excited about the Amiga and want to talk about it, and also bring machines to display. As I said, minus this junk. Sorry, 64. I'm an Amiga guy. Minus the 64, like the 1222, the Kickin' 500, the Mister, the 600 GS. Like, this is what I want to have on display. New stuff. People like, I know what Amiga is. What the hell is that? This is like the 500. Like, what is this? How to get here? I know, it looks like it. Gino's saying that 500 is his baby. So we're going to have as much as we can muster on that display. 2 machines per table, trying to make it super clean. Like, you guys did a great job keeping this nice and clean, very approachable. Like, that's going to be a big part of the show. So I need help with that. If you have a machine and you want to bring it and put it on display, that would be awesome too. During the 30th, we lost like 3 things total. Chris Collins' A4000 was taken. Like 6 years later, the person who took it, like, he told Chris that he took it and he eventually returned it. It's a very weird situation. I don't want to know how that karma worked out, but that is true. He got it back. Like, okay. Yeah. So this year,
demon box out of my house.
and then Luca lost a couple of plug-in accessories for his Ataris. He had like one of the carts, the special cart for like an 800 or something, and someone palmed that. But that was outside of the front zone. So I was thinking, for security purposes, an AirTag, a Samsung tag, the $30, throw it inside the machine. We'll do a good job to keep an eye on it. But if something looks like it walked and it's got an AirTag, we should be able to track it down really, really quickly in the heart of Silicon Valley. So I'm not too worried about operational security from that perspective, but it's something to be mindful of. If you're worried about it, I think we can secure machines. So if you have something, a newer machine, tricked out, love to have it on display there, be able to show it off. So I'll stop. I could go on for a while on this. Any questions or comments about this whole thing?
There's so much here to it.
Yeah, I'm not doing tickets. I'm not doing hotel blocks. I'm not doing any of that. All of our funding is 100% donation driven. So we do need more donations. I can announce it here too. Dale, being the preserver of history, has a stack of Robo City posters from the second Amiga DevCon from '86. He's taken a collection of them with him to VCF East, and he got a bunch of signatures. And so we're going to offer those for a $250 donation to the event. We will give you, either mail it to you for that one or give it to you. If you donate over $100, we'll give you the Robo City poster. And all donations will give them a poster for the 40th, which is, you can see it on our website. So donations, even if it's $20, it will help us pull all of this off. So I have the post about the donations for the posters written. I need to do a post and email for what we're planning to do, so people have an understanding of the insane scope of what we're trying to do. I wouldn't talk about these things if we weren't already, if we didn't have a path to achievability. I know how we're going to do it, mostly, and kind of create the theater of doing this CES facade, and you walk behind it, and there is the room that was invite only in '84, with pretty much everything from '84 still in that room, so you can really experience what that moment was like for people. So, okay, is it Jerry's turn? Thank you for listening. Yeah. Uh-oh.